Hello, 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 hello. How are you guys doing tonight? I am going to do a reading tonight. It is winter solstice. Some would call it Christmas Eve. And because I don't work tomorrow, I feel like I want to have a little fun tonight. And so I am doing a late night reading. But first, something a little different. I'm going to burn some sage for cleansing the energy. This is red sage. And it is, in case you don't know, sage actually is an energy cleansing and purifying practice. When you do spiritual practices, it helps to clear negative energy, heavy energy, stagnant energy, vibes. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and burn some Palo Santo, which has a little bit of a different purpose. Both of them smell like nature. It smells so good. Slightly different smell. This smells like a natural wood. I love the smell of Palo Santo. But it serves a little bit of a different purpose. After we cleanse the energy, then we'll burn the Palo Santo, which actually not only cleanses, it's a little bit lighter than the sage, but then it also invites in positive energy and uplifting, creative energy. And this also helps to set like a very peaceful mood. And so while sage cleanses the energy, Palo Santos welcomes in good fortune. So let's go ahead and do that. I hope you guys are well tonight. You are watching Blood Moon Oracle channel. My name is Leticia, and welcome. So basically just cleansing. For spiritual practices, this is the equivalent of prayer, right? When you pray to cleanse, sometimes to cleanse the energy so that you can connect. Or better yet, this is like the equivalent of maybe washing feet, maybe, or sprinkling water, anointing oil, for the sake of cleansing or removing negative energy. It's kind of the same concept. So I'm just going to sage my decks as well. Cleanse the energy off of the decks. I'm going to sage myself, sage my equipment, microphone, my laptop. And then I'm going to go ahead and light the Palo Santo. And it's just working with natural elements, right? If you're someone who likes to burn incense, I like to burn incense too. Oh, those good smelling incense. My favorite is dragon's blood and the fruit color, the fruit flavors for the incense. Those smell good too. That's something that you can burn right after you burn and cleanse with the sage and the Palo Santo. If you want to light a candle or if you want to burn an incense, that's fine. For the sake of tonight, we are just cleansing the energy coming through the screen as well, if you will receive it. Again, the Palo Santo brings in good energy after we cleanse the energy. And so, yeah, it smells so good. I haven't burned any. This is actually my first time burning sage and cleansing in this space. I'm in a new space, in case you guys have not noticed. This is my first time. And so, yeah, I have done other types of cleansing, but for the sage and the Palo Santo, this is my very first burning session. And so thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors and spirit guides. Just for this ability to ask and participate in what is available to me, And so what we are doing tonight, I actually also come in, remove any stagnant energy. allow this powerful purification to come in and claim this space. Remove any negative energy. We ask that we invite in protection. We invite in the enhancement of intuition here. And we invite in energetic resetting, deep cleansing of this space, removing any lingering bad vibes from here. Even coming through the screen, we offer just our gratitude right now for this space, for this time, for this place. And so we also invite in love. We invite in information as well for the viewers that will be watching this. Information that will be clear and concise, purposeful, and what it is that they would need to hear in this time. And we also invite the sweet smell, the sweet fragrance of a beautiful spirit, the beautiful spirit of our Creator that makes all things possible, Source. We invite in that energy. Yeah. And we're thankful. I have felt tonight, again, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle tonight. Thank you all for stopping by. I have been being called to a specific deck for a while, and I have not really felt the submitting to the call. But after having the discussion that I had about womb healing, if you have not watched it, I just had a discussion last weekend with Empress Sankofa, and we talked about women's health, womb healing, understanding the power that we hold and how we can guard and protect and utilize that power, that we might be able to live our best lives. That's what it's all about, is utilizing what we have, to be able to enjoy this time that we've been given in these vessels, how to take care of these vessels so that we can enjoy life. That's what the message was about. And it was so beautifully discussed in our talk. It was about 1 hour and 45 minutes or so. And we just talked about just general things that women, sometimes deal with, things that women need to know. And it's from that discussion that I felt a submission to this call. And I haven't picked up this deck for a while. It is my Priestess Light deck by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And so I feel called to this deck, absolutely so, after that reading. Now, don't take this as if it's only for women. If you know that we are primarily, we're all in a spiritual existence, right? And even though I'm talking about Priestess Light, it could very well apply to, someone who has been birthed into a male body. We all carry energies, and our spirit is made up of both feminine and masculine energies. And so some of the things that we talk about today could, in fact, apply. I feel like this is kind of like a follow-up of the discussion, just an encouragement in that. However, I feel like you cannot resonate just because you're not a woman, okay? That was one of the things we talked about too. We talked about expanding our perception, where we no longer have to categorize and look at things so black and white, and understanding why we are possibly attracting certain people and certain elements and the purpose behind it. And so we're going to get out of the normal understanding of our existence, and we're going to lift up into our higher selves, where we no longer see ourselves in a gender. We just see ourselves as spirit. It even says that, biblically as well, that we are no longer male or female, but we're spirit, right? God interprets that as, when we look at the higher purpose of things, the higher order of things, there will no longer be a feminine or a masculine in gender. There'll be energies, right? There are properties to the feminine energy, just like there are properties to the masculine energy, describing how it moves and how it operates and its characteristics, but it doesn't define us in either or. And so we're going to start with the priestess light. Take a look at the energies that come out tonight. And thank you for stopping by. If you are looking and listening, let's see. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit guides, for your protection, for the protection of the one viewing this. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell you all the decks I was using, did I? So the first one is Priestess Light. And then I also have my Gilded Tarot as well, which is very beautiful. I love the colors of this deck. It's very elaborate in its illustrations of the tarot cards. It's Gilded Tarot. My other oracle is the Tea Leaf Oracle. And then the other deck that I have pulled with the intention to use it as a clarifier is the Muse Tarot. Very popular deck, so you probably have all of them. And so in terms of what we're talking about tonight, we are going to see what encouragement comes out here and take it from there. And so I did pull from my Oracle Priestess Light deck. First, I have Wisdom, which is a 29. Try my best to let you guys see these. I have Divine Masculine, okay? Like I said, just because it's a Priestess Light does not mean it doesn't apply to the masculine parts of our beings. Divine Masculine. And just because it says Divine Masculine doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to someone who actually identifies as a feminine in nature. Then we have Harvest. I'm liking this so far. And then Circle of Eternal Joy. Yes, so the numbers could be significant. I have 29, 8, 44. 44 comes up for a lot of my readings. That is a heavy healing energy. Could be applying to a healer, okay? And then we have 41 coming out as well. So far, what I'm seeing is this is applying to someone who has lots of learned knowledge when it comes to the energy of learning. This could be someone who is being invited to learn, but it could also be a master, someone who masters that energy. And this is all around creativity, though, joy, music, and art, the things that would pour from the inside out. This could be applying to someone who is multifaceted in that way, or what we would call like the jack of all trades. In this picture, she has several arms, right? Which talks about the ability to multitask or have multi-skills underneath your belt. And there's two swans at the bottom too. This could also have to do with like a deep embedded love for an art or something that is, there's like a deep passion for it. It almost is like maybe even your identity. That's how close this is to your being. And it could be several things. The fact that she has several arms coming from around her body shows this multifaceted ability. Or maybe having your hand in many different things, being skilled and mastering many different things at the same time. And then when we look at Divine Masculine, tapping into your power, tapping into your ability as it pertains to what it is that you're able to do. As we know that masculine energy is doing energy. It is mastery. There's something very electric. It's a number 8, which talks about energy. And here we have this energy of electricity that's flowing here up. And so you could be tapping in we are talking about, we just got to talking about natural talents, but part of this also could be your ability to tap into this divine current of active power available to you. As the divine masculine, there is like a higher, um, it's a higher level of calling, right? We're not just talking about regular masculine energy, but this is something that's a little bit more high vibe. And this points to the possibility of combining your natural abilities with this current that's available to you from the divine, a divine source, tapping into a higher, level of what's available. Maybe even having that energy flowing through you, a current energy. There's almost like this flow, having this energy flowing through you, which may point to these abilities that you have being something a bit more high level. If it's not, this could also be in relationship to another being that is, high level functioning or purpose. Take that how it resonates. But this is not just ordinary. This is something on a soul level, moving into a time of deep or great creativity with productive energy. And so this is tapping in on a deep level to find out what it is that your soul is being called to. We also have the 44, that healing energy under harvest. She sits under the moon with a harvest, some type of plant in her hand. This is gathering blessings. That's what harvest means. It means to gather. This could be absolutely be a time where you are in reaping season. You're in a season where the seeds that you sown are coming in for harvest. They're being reaped towards you. I had one of these, I did a reading a little bit earlier, and it was talking about Spirit wanted you to know not to be worried. I do so many readings, I don't even post them all. But this one was talking about not worrying. Every bit of work that you put in is going to be returning. That was the encouragement Spirit was giving earlier around you understanding and realizing that there will be a harvest. I may have to post that after I post this too, because it's kind of like resonating in that same way. You will reap a harvest. I feel like part of that harvest is your healing that is available and that is due to you. You may, in fact, be someone who heals because of the energy that you've given out or the work that you've done. You are receiving a harvest back for that, especially if you're someone who is not so concerned about reciprocation. So many times we give so much of ourselves in ways where we don't necessarily expect anything back. And Spirit wants you to know, I haven't forgotten. I remember what you did. You didn't have to do it. Yeah, I haven't forgotten. Neither has the universe. Neither has the law of balance. Hasn't forgotten about that either. So there's a harvest coming in for someone. One second, I have a call coming. Okay, and then the last energy coming out is the circle of eternal joy. It's a 41, a timeless dance of joy, a timeless dance of life. Timeless. And that's another thing that I have to post that message. This is confirmation that I need to post that message because the same message is coming out again. The fact that this is the energy of unlimited joy, or a joy that is not restricted, or there's no limit, there's no ceiling to this joy. It's almost like Spirit is letting you know what you're about to enter into is going to be something that is just going to go on and on. There's going to be cycles of joy that just comes to you just over and over in different ways. This is beautiful. I like this. I love it. Timelessness and dance of life. Yeah. This might also be an invitation to get up and move You could be someone that could be part of your art or that thing that is connected to you internally, dancing. This is your invitation to allow yourself to dance more, to move your body, to loosen up some stagnant energy that might be stuck in your hips or in your shoulders or in your neck. You may have to go out and take some type of dance class. Spirit is letting you know, yes, you are on the right track. Now follow through with it. You might also allow yourself to be open to go out and socialize. Maybe go to that party you were invited to. Maybe a wedding is coming up and you'll have an opportunity to get out and dance. Something about finding your bliss. She feels like she's been kind of cooped up in a tower somewhere. It's time for you to get out and enjoy yourself. Soar your royal oats, my dear. It is time, and you are worthy of it. Yes, you are. And so she's actually holding a dove, or a dove is right above her head. The dove usually symbolizes the Holy Spirit or the eternal spirit. It could also spiritually represent like a divine consciousness, kind of like the high priestess, right? You could be a high priestess that moves freely. It's not governed or limited by time or space. That's why it says timelessness. There's some type of dance that's not only going to be enjoyable, but it's going to be something that is engaged by your soul. When we talk about soul things or spiritual things, usually we're not really isolating it to time because we're talking about a whole different dimension, right? Not practical things. This is spiritual things. And so this might be a season or a reality that you're entering into where you'll be engaged in, and I keep hearing dance. I think the dance represents this energy of joy. You know, when you get happy, you have to move and you dance. And going through this repetition of joy. Yeah, entering into it over and over, having rebirths of joy over and over and over. Having these opportunities brought to you over and over and over every day, each lifetime even, right? We're not even going to limit it to this lifetime because remember, we're talking about timelessness. This is something that is going to be present and blissful and sewn into the fabric of your future, of your reality. There's something about you coming here to experience happiness and self-mastery, right? Wisdom. That was the first card that we have here. That's why you were brought here. And there is an invitation to learn continuously and allow your spirit to soar. Don't restrict yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this first oracle deck. Now let's pull some tea leaf cards and see what else comes out. What else about this message, Spirit, please and thank you. All right, so we have arrow coming out here. We have ram. And we have dogs. It almost feels like you're being pointed to do something, or you are the arrow being shot forward on purpose, and specific purpose or intention. First of all, when I saw the ram, what immediately came to my mind is a shofar. I don't know if you know what that is. A shofar is a ram's horn that is taken off and cleansed, and it is prepared and then used as an announcement tool. It announces something, right? And it makes a clarion sound. And almost like you can hear it and you know that someone is making an announcement or calling attention in some kind of way. So it's almost like you're being sent like an arrow in some type of way, right? And it could be in a way that make some type of statement or announcement. This particular card in this deck, the intention of the deck says stubborn, aggressive person. That could be your characteristic or your personality. And dogs came out too. This is getting together with friends or having some type of community, or, this is giving me the Three of Cups, having some type of community or village, having your own little clan, if I could say. So there's some purpose that you serve within the group that you exist in. That could be so with every group that you step in, no matter what purpose that group serves. You are sent to deliver some type of message, example, to shine some light in some type of way is what I'm getting. Let's see what else comes out with the T. What else is T? What else is T? So we also have unicorn. Try my best to show you guys these cards. I know it's hard to see it with the light. Target, wall, March. There we go. March. And jug. Okay. And so, of course, what I'm getting here is somebody that's very intuitive. And Spirit is guarding you to not be afraid to use that. Even if you are not sure if it's your intuition or if it's your nerves or if it's your, sometimes we can get a little bit anxious. Is it your anxiety? No, Spirit is saying it's your intuition, right? Someone is very different with the unicorn here. There could be something about you that absolutely stands out, and you can't hide it. You're like a sore thumb. And so accept it, even if you're not sure if it's your intuition, but you know that you have this gift of intuition. We are talking about the priestess. A lot of this energy gives that high priestess energy, someone who's tapped in and know that they are tapped in. But there's nothing about you that sticks out like a sore thumb, even amongst your peers. Spirit is saying not to doubt yourself, to trust what it is that you're feeling. You're right on target. You're right on target. You may be a very goal-oriented person, somebody that doesn't give up until you hit the goal or hit your target or finish the job, right? You're somebody who's very deliberate. And Spirit is saying, trust yourself. I don't know if you have a birthday in March. March did come out. There's something about springtime. What is that? A Taurus or an Aries or a Taurus. You could be an Aries or a Taurus. Spirit is saying, trust yourself. That weird intuitive feeling that you get is always on point. It's time for you to start trusting it and realize that you are the difference maker. Many times you're put in situations and groups to make the change. You have that ability to do that. I do see wall here and jug as well. Even in times where there's like misunderstandings, as they will be, there always is, especially with, I think with people who have very strong personalities or people that know exactly what they want and where they're going. They're very goal-oriented and direct. Many times they are misunderstood. And Spirit is saying, that's okay. Keep it lighthearted, right? The truth will come out, and certain things, misunderstandings can serve a purpose. Maybe there is something that's not aligned for you. That misunderstanding could be like a redirection for you or for others that would help you to keep moving in the direction that you're supposed to be going in. Other times when you are aligned with people and there's a misunderstanding, Spirit is saying, keep it lighthearted. Like, you don't always have to take everything so seriously. Not everybody is going to understand you all of the time. Sometimes you're just on a different page, on a different level, right? Sometimes you're talking ABCs and other people are talking 1, 2, 3s, right? Um, Spirit wants you to enjoy these experiences and not take them so seriously. Sometimes we deliver experiences or messages that people may not be ready for at that moment. However, it serves as like a seed, a planted seed that will come to fruition later. So trust that you are right where you need to be doing, what you've been called to do. Trust the timing. Matter of fact, don't trust the timing. Understand that when we're working spiritually, it's not a timing thing, right? Like I just said, sometimes you plant a seed and it has been planted and it did everything it was supposed to do. But because we're not in time, right? We use this concept of time to try to understand the way that things kind of unfold, right? If time was not a factor, everything would be understood right now. Everything would be experienced right now. Time helps us to have a sense of control and a sense of understanding of how things happen, right? But if we really understand things spiritually, time is not of the essence. Time has no part in that. Everything that has been ordained has already happened. Sometimes that is the issue, the fact that you're tapped in. Sometimes you already see the end result and other people are still looking at it from a linear perspective and they can't see what you're seeing because you're piercing through. And so Spirit is saying not to take it, don't worry about that. Don't take it, seriously and make it put a dent in the energy that you carry, okay? Because it's purposeful. That's the energy I'm getting from the tea, honey, from the tea. And now we're going to jump into tarot just to see what the specific situation is and see if we can get a better understanding of what's going on here. What is the message Spirit is delivering here? We know it's on a high level. And so let's see. If you're liking this message, please like, share, comment. If this is your first time passing through, feel free to subscribe if you feel led to do so, okay? I invite you. All are welcome. So the energy that came out is the Page of Cups. It's almost like a new innocence to this experience that you are about to experience. You may be entering into a time of just understanding that all of this is available to you, that you're tapped in like this, that this is meant to provide a great level of fulfillment. It's all in one. This purpose, this experience, your mastery, your love for this thing that you're doing, that you have mastered, your ability to really enter into continuous levels of excitement and joy and happiness around this. And this is your harvest. I feel like this could be you coming to the understanding of that. The Page of Cups is an energy of just possibly getting a whiff of something. It's like having someone tell you a secret that you didn't know about yourself. Did you know that if you went up to the store, like they already know who you are and you can have anything in that store that you want? Because they knew your dad, or they knew your mom, or, it's like giving little hints to certain privileges or abilities or certain things that you may have not been totally aware of. And then walking into that just to kind of see, now, is this true? Let me just test it out. Let me see. I don't know. That sounds a bit far-fetched and high-strung, but I don't know. Let me test it out. The Page of Cups brings that kind of energy of carrying a new access to something that you absolutely are going to love. Okay. This is like tapping into something that will absolutely be the best experience ever. When we talk about cups, we're talking about emotional fulfillment. We're talking about this very experiential energy in life. And then the page is sometimes a message coming through about it. Sometimes the page is a very immature energy. Like you could be starting to realize like, hey, I've mastered all these things, not just to say that, I can do them, but there's actually a purpose for this. That's going to lead to a lot of enjoyment for me. You mean to tell me I get to do this thing that I love so much, and it's actually going to play an integral part in my purpose in life, and it's going to help other people, and it's going to lead to this level of abundance, right? And so, and this could even be something that you have mastered from other times as well, because we've stepped out of time here. Okay, the Six of Emotions gives me that energy. Something in the past, maybe even of other lifetimes, something that feels very nostalgic. You ever had deja vu, right? And you're like, why does it feel like I did this before? But I don't think I have, but I get the sense energetically, like I'm doing something that I've done before. It feels familiar because you may have done it in another lifetime, in a past lifetime, right? I get it. I haven't gotten it in a while, come to think of it, but I get it often. And it's unexplainable. Like it is familiar, but it's not, because you realize you haven't done it. This is the first time doing it, but it feels like there's a sense like you have. And so it could be a past lifetime, right? That is coming back to your senses. You're remembering, okay? Oh, this is so beautiful. And the clarity is coming in around that with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Voices. This will be made clear. Whatever this is that is becoming known to you, it's going to answer a lot of questions that you may have had, that may have been just kind of dwindling in the back of your mind. That clarity is coming in with the Six of Emotions and the Knight of Swords, clarifying the Page of Cups. I feel like the more you engage, the more you allow yourself to entertain this, whatever this message is being brought to you about yourself, the more you will embody that, the more you will believe that, yeah, this is exactly what they said it was. Yeah. They're not pulling your leg. Let's see what else comes out here. The Three of Swords talks about healing. I believe that's healing. This comes in possibly, this could, let me see, let me clarify it, because it could come in as a potential block to this energy. The Three of Swords can sometimes be the energy of pain. It could come in different ways: disappointments, heartbreaks, failure, letdowns, right? And it could block this energy. It could, if we are not able to heal. However, we do have healing energy that came out here in the harvest. It was a 44. It says that you have healed. You may, in fact, have become the healer, and it may be around things that you have suffered yourself. But this could possibly, potentially be an energy that could cause stagnancy with you entering into this new space. But it was clarified too by the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Materials, and the Queen of Voices, which I feel like adds a good energy. I don't feel like it's a stagnant energy or anything that would block. Instead, it's been turned into fuel for the fire. This is what pushes you forward to see. It's like, I already know what's back there. There's nothing back there but a bunch of disappointment and heartbreak and whatever this represents, you know it well. And that's what pushes you forward to see something different, to see what's in this cup that the page has. There is a desire to know more, a desire to find out and to become that master. With the Queen of Swords, she is in the know of everything, right? She has to know everything. She's well studied, well versed, is very well put together, very well put together. And the Ace of Pentacles brings in this new beginning of this new learning and seeing the opportunities that have been open to you the whole time. Now, maybe this Three of Swords did block at one point in time, but it's not anymore. I feel like right now it's coming through as fuel for the fire that burns underneath to keep you moving forward, or to make you curious to see what else is out there. Because you know what you know. Now you want to know what you don't know. And even adding more to the fuel is all of this good energy around what it is that you don't know. This is good stuff. It's not scary, but it's inviting. It's promising. It is liberating. And so I feel like, in a great way, part of your motivation for stepping into this new energy and finding out what this Knight of Cups is holding or inviting is definitely allowing you to experience something very beautiful and exciting and amazing and out of this world, right? This is the things that dreams are made of. And I know they say I'm very dreamy and, I'm woo-woo, but listen, I only speak of this because I experience it. I wouldn't if I didn't experience it. I can only speak of what I know. And so if I come off woo-woo, it's because that's the experiences that I have had. And I know that I'm not the only one. Only difference between me and another person is my openness to see it, to experience it. Okay, so I can't help it that, I don't know. This is my reality. And so like, share, comment if you are enjoying this reading. The 10 of Pentacles comes out here. And I feel like this is part of what would be on your mind if we could pick your mind, right? It would be something about stability, something about not necessarily money. It could be a way of life. It could be a certain stability. Not just stability, that's too meager of a word. When we look at the 10 of Pentacles, we're looking at a line. We're looking at legacy. We're looking at a continuous line of provision, right? That you would earn for those that are connected to you. There's something about that here. So why is the 10 of Pentacles coming out? Please and thank you, Spirit. All right. Yeah, I like it. So we have the Fool talking about this new experience, taking a risk, believing in yourself, having just an open, childlike faith. The 8 of Cups on that same, it's walking away from something, right? It's walking away from something in order to experience this new experience. It looks like she's walking off of a ledge, but it's okay, because I feel like there's a difference between not knowing where you're going and not having any type of instruction, as opposed to being instructed to walk off, right? When we talk about the sacred fool only does it because it is being assigned to them by the universe, by God, by the creator. That's the difference. The sacred fool is not on their own time. They're on Spirit's time. They're on assignment. And if Spirit says, I want you to walk off the ledge, and trust me, the sacred fool says, okay, let me just go ahead and walk off the ledge because I want to see. Spirit must have something planned, right? That's the difference, right? And so there is this moving into a place where you may not necessarily see, what is there waiting when you get ready to move into that empty space, that new beginning, that direction that is completely opposite of everything that you were just doing. But it is guided partly by you realizing with the Eight of Cups, like, yeah, it's time to change up here. It's time to challenge ourselves, to grow, to move into a different space that has not been exhausted. Because the place where we are right now is exhausted. It's empty of anything that I can use. So I have no other choice but to move, right? And the Ace of Wands comes in, the Ace of Inspiration, as a new beginning. This new beginning that is backed up by spirit. You see all of that's coming out, the communication into the third eye, the crown chakra. There's some form of communication happening there. So this is not, I don't feel like this is something that you've dredged up. This is like you being on assignment, you being led, you being in contact and getting like firsthand orders about this. That's going to lead you, right, to your Ten of Pentacles. Okay. And it doesn't always mean a shitload of money, if I could say that. The Ten of Pentacles can be you being able to walk into that store because they knew your dad, get anything that you want, anytime that you want, right? It's abundance that shows up whenever you need it. And it's not limited to anything. Sometimes it could be money. Sometimes it could be in the form of something that you need. Sometimes it could be support or, it could be some type of service that you need. Not everything has to be, not all of abundance is in the form of money or material things, right? Sometimes it's an abundance of support and communication, letting you know which way to go, how to do it, who to connect with. Right? That's abundance. And I feel like that's what you're tapping into right now. Matter of fact, that's what's on your mind. Whatever the abundance is for you, that's what's on your mind right now. And you're being guided to that. You're paying attention. You're listening. Let's keep going. And we have the Ten of Wands that always comes out for me as well, and the Ace of Wands. Whatever this is that represents you before you got to this place. This is you like in the past. This could be you in other lifetimes, but it could be you in the distant past, like in this lifetime, working hard. And we talked about a harvest, you receiving your blessings, gathering your blessings. I did feel like there was like something to do with the work that you've done, or as a healer, that's what I was tapping into, a healer who had certain things that they had sown, certain types of seeds. And it could have been in the form of assisting people and not necessarily worrying about reciprocation, right? You could have given a lot of yourself and your energy and what you've been given to help people without necessarily expecting anything back. Well, part of that is bringing you to this place where you will meet your harvest, where you will have unlimited access to your abundance as well. There's something new here. And I don't feel like you'll have to work as hard as you did in the past, because there's something new coming in with the Ace of Wands that may bring in information, or it's going to bring in a new way doing. And I don't know if that is kind of like finding a microwave way to do something that took like 9 steps, right? There's something that is being simplified where you don't have to work as hard, or maybe it'll just be, given to you in an easier way. What is this in the past, this Ten of Wands and this Ace of Wands? This could also be you having worked at such a high intensity that what was hard at one point is no longer hard. You know how you can work so hard and master something to the point where you just do it with your eyes closed now? What used to take you a whole day out in the fields because you mastered it now only take you an hour because you found ways to get the job done. But let's see what it is. What's the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, Spirit? The 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. We have the 6 of Inspiration, which is Wands, and the 10 of Cups. The 6 of Inspiration. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5 of Inspiration, not the 6. And the 10 of Cups. And she does look like she's multitasking, like in every place at once, just busy. So you may have found some way of organizing. You, like I was saying, you may have found some system where you were able to organize things so that they flow more freely. And then you found your niche, your passion for what it is that you do. You may have also had some type of assistance come in from loved ones to help you, from a community, right, that helped you maybe streamline things to make them easier. Or if it's not in terms of a job or doing something, it could just be in terms of support that you have that came in and assisted you. Okay. But I do feel like in the past, there was some burden that you carried. That's no longer a burden. There was a solution that came in for you that you were given. It has something to do with organization or there's some anxiety that was settled. And there was some assistance that you received from a community or a family as well. And that was in the past. And if you've yet, this is in the past, so I can't say if you've yet to experience this. It feels like you have already received a new way, the new beginning. And because you did the work, the future is bright. It is moving quickly. It's moving quickly. You may, in fact, be seeing things change on a daily basis. That's how fast things are shifting and changing for you, or they will. I still get wands that gives me the energy of work or movement or doing, but it's not going to be time consuming like it was in the past. This is going to be happening real fast. What is this 8 of Wands in the future? The 10 of Inspiration and the 7 of Emotions. The 10 of Wands, back again. And the 7 of Cups. As long as you take your time and process things carefully, right? Now, just because things are moving quicker and you're able to process things quicker doesn't mean that you have to, there's certain things about that process that was streamlined in the past that still needs to remain significant. And I feel like it has something to do with you carefully considering choices and how you move, right? There's something that needs to remain significant. There's something that you can't rush through. Even though things will be moving in a faster pace, there's still some things that need careful consideration. Don't just allow everything to be streamlined. There's certain things about what you're doing that still needs special consideration. I don't know why work keeps coming out. It feels like it could be something that you do. It's something that you do. You could have some type of, and it doesn't have to be a normal 9 to 5, whatever your work is, like whatever you've taken on, to utilize your time from day to day to really tap into your purpose. That's what this is. That's what this is. And I feel like, just like we were saying, there's some mastery here. You're moving into a place where things aren't going to be as heavy. They're not going to take as long. Like you're going to be zipping through what used to take all day. But there's certain processes that do not need to be zipped through. They still need careful consideration. right? Yeah. Let me see what this is. So what is this that they do? There's a woman here in black. She's carrying a vessel, and she has 10 vessels lined up beneath her on the ground. There's something that you do that needs careful consideration. Even though the process has been simplified, there's something that still needs to take time and consideration, right? As you are moving and doing what you've learned to do very quickly, there's some part of this that can't be rushed through, and it shouldn't be. Because coming right back to the Page of Cups, this is something about what it is that you are moving and delving into right now. This Page of Cups. That's where we started. You delving into something. There's some part of this that can't be rushed. And that could be something that's very irritating. Like it could be moving, it seems, at a very slow pace for you. But again, time is not really necessarily important here because it's already happened. If we look at it from a spiritual standpoint and take away the time, it has already happened. But there's something about you delving into this passion in your belly, this passion that is opening up. The Sun comes out and the Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Cups. I'm getting the same message. Lots of happiness and joy around this, and even tapping into your abundance. Queen of Pentacles. Even tapping into your abundance through this. Now, when we talk about cups, this feels like it could be something that I was saying. It feels like you could be in like a healing type of energy, a healing modality, or tapping into that. Doesn't necessarily have to be healing, but what you do, even if you do some kind of art, it could provide a level of healing for others. Whatever you do, it's just healing. And you do it well. And you are advancing in that in some type of way when it comes to possibly offering that to people. But there's something about what you learned in the beginning when it was still heavy and it was like burdensome to do this. There was something about you being really careful in the beginning of making sure that you're, not missing steps. Spirit is saying, don't forget that. Just because things are getting easy and you're zipping through things quicker, there's something about still needing to take care and take time, right, in this process. There's certain parts of this that can't be rushed through. I don't know if this is about you learning what this is, and how it relates to other areas of your life. But something is going to speed up here. It's not going to be as difficult as it was in the past. But that don't mean you don't have to give the level of quality that you were giving in the beginning. Sometimes when you first open, and I'm just going to use a restaurant, right? When you first have a restaurant to open up, they give you big portions and they make sure that food is hot when you get it. They make sure your drinks are ice cold, that you have your napkins in the bag and you have your utensils. And say 5 or 10 years go by and they have opened up a couple of other restaurants. They're real big. Now they're skimping. They're not as big portions. Sometimes the food isn't as hot. Sometimes they've had to bring some salads back because the lettuce was wilted, like stuff like that, right? Spirit is saying, no, we need the same quality and consideration here, even though things have sped up and have become considerably easier. right? You're able to do it easier and move through and get to the end result. There's still something that does not need to be rushed and slacked off, right? It may have to do with quality. There's something that you can't rush through here because it's going to knock the quality of what you do. All right, let's go ahead and end it out. I'm going to get a couple more here and see what comes out. Somebody's worried about something coming back from the past, or someone coming back from the past, but there's something about not needing to worry about that. Spirit is saying, I have the Nine of Swords, the Judgment, and the King of Wands. There's something about you not needing to have to worry about this, because whatever this is actually working for you. It's something that is working in your favor. And so you're worried about this when actually this is actually working in your favor. Whatever that is that you're worried about, let me see. You shouldn't be worried about it. It's actually working for you, whatever that is. Why is the Nine of Swords here? What are you worried about? Seven of Swords. Are you worried about somebody coming and taking something or stealing something? You're worried that you're going to miss something. I have the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Like somebody's going to come and steal something from you. Somebody's going to come and try to take what it is that you are working and creating. Like you're going to miss something. It's almost like you have a fear like you've missed something, or that someone would come and take. But Spirit is saying you haven't missed anything, and nobody is coming back, right, from the past to take anything. Whatever that was that happened is done. It's a signed deal. It happened exactly the way that it should have with the Judgment here, right? And if you don't see it yet, you will see it. That may be what puts you in the energy that you're in with the King of Wands. Or this could be someone who is very resourceful when it comes to knowing how to do things. If you ever feel like you get stuck in a rut and you're not sure how to handle something, you could have someone who is very knowledgeable and equipped to assist you, right, in what you need. But whatever you're worried about, don't worry. Like that energy can be used elsewhere here. We don't need to worry and waste that energy in that way. Okay. Get a couple more and then we're going to end it out here. We have the Page of Pentacles coming out. Now, whatever this is, I am feeling like you are fairly just kind of getting your feet wet here, just stepping in. Or you're stepping into a new part of this experience. This could have been something that you have just done, just, in another capacity. You may be stepping into a whole nother level of what it is that you do and exploring other ways that you can utilize this, right? There's something coming about learning here, learning a new way. You are in a open energy of learning something, how to do something with this Page of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Pentacles here for your current energy? I'm not surprised that that comes out because the Fool came out, which says that you are on a new journey. We're heading in a different direction. I have the Justice here and the Chariot. You take this very serious, like you are not playing. If serious was a person, that would be you. Your picture would be in the phone book. You are so serious right now. And that might be why Spirit is saying, chill. With the T Oracle card, Spirit was like, stop taking everything so seriously. Like tomorrow is not the end of time. Like chill, relax, breathe, go meditate. Go dance, go do something fun, go paint, go garden, go ride a horse or a bicycle, go rent a car and put your foot in it. Like do something. But I feel like you need to loosen up a little bit. Spirit is saying, loosen up a little bit because you are so serious. You're so serious. And yeah, you are heading into a new area. You know, you're heading into a new experience, but this is supposed to be fun. Remember, this is supposed to be cycles on cycles of joy and dancing and you enjoying this. This is Spirit's intention here. But you got to loosen up. You got to. And don't be so hard on yourself. You are allowed to make mistakes. Nobody thinks that you're perfect. You know you're not perfect. And so enjoy this experience. And I get it because I'm that way too. Like, I often have to remind myself, listen, just have fun. It does not always have to be serious. Even when I do tarot, I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. Like sometimes the messages be so like Debbie Downer. It's like, okay, here we go with this again. Somebody's over here doing it. And sometimes it gets a little, sometimes you can get caught up in that energy sometimes, but you just have to remind yourself, that's not why we're doing this. Like we're supposed to be enjoying this really. And we have to step back and reframe, right? And then come back and be like, okay, let's have fun. Let's just enjoy this, right? It's a privilege. And so there's something here about you being super serious with this. Whatever you're learning, you take it serious. You realize, and you're not trying to cut no corners. You are possibly moving away from things and people that don't align. Like you are just in this very business-like energy. You know how you get when the boss comes in the room? Like you could be yee-hawing with your friends. As soon as the boss comes in, you're like, okay, that's the boss. And I'm not talking about your supervisor. I'm talking about the boss. When the boss comes to the building, like everybody gets the email, like, please put on some dress clothes tomorrow. And this is dress attire. This is not dress down, jeans and a shirt. Put on some clothes, right? When the boss comes in the room, it's that kind of energy. But why? Why? Spirit says that you're supposed to be having fun. And you can have fun while simultaneously handling your business. Loosen up just a little. All right, let's get one more, and then we're going to go ahead and end the reading off. What is the conclusion to this? What is the conclusion to this? Two of Cups, Soulmate energy. This could have to do with contracts, business partners, being aligned with someone who sees things like you see them, who have like the same, maybe the same values that you have, maybe even aligned in having the same type of goals. Whatever it is that you do, I feel like, and the divine masculine did come out here. You could have someone that's on your path that's heading in that alliance that might be part of this experience that's lined up for you. Whoever this person is probably going to be super serious like you and super about their business. I'm getting that. The Justice came out. This Two of Cups. This might be somebody that needs to get their panties out of a bunch too. And then I have the Star and the Six of Inspiration. So this might be someone that you have manifested. This could be in line with what you have asked for. I feel like this person is going to be very healing. This person is going to be somebody that you're going to be able to relax around. This is not going to be somebody that you have to have your panties up in a bunch. Even though they are in that energy, you're going to be super relaxed around this person with this Star, because the Star brings replenishment. It brings relaxation and rest and, you know, kick back and relax type of energy. And then we have the Six of Inspirations. This, whoever this is going to really get you, and they're not going to take you for granted. And I feel like you won't take them for granted either. It feels like either they're going to be very high strung about you, or you're going to be high strung about them. For someone, this could be your baby daddy or your baby mama. That's what I'm getting here. Whoever's coming in this capacity to align with you in this energy that you're in on your mission is very much aligned, beautifully aligned. You guys kind of have the same energy, like just serious, probably want to work all the time and have to make yourself go and have a good time. I'm getting that energy. I'm getting very healing energy. This also could be someone who carries very nurturing energy. This is somebody that's tapped into spirit as well. And this could be someone who gets a lot of attention. Or they'll be okay with you getting a lot of attention. If you get a lot of attention, it's almost like somebody's going to be almost put on a pedestal here. I feel like somebody's going to be viewed in a very high light. But generally speaking, this is going to be somebody that aligns, right? This could be in terms of business, but it could be also in terms of a relationship too, because I do feel somebody's going to be conceiving here. And if it's not conceiving, it could also be the person that is you're going to have like some type of venture with them where you guys are going to go in together and open up some type of project, or it could be a business or something you're going to give birth to with this person. Okay. So if it's not a lover, it doesn't have to be. Soulmates aren't always lovers. They're just people that align with us destiny wise in this lifetime. This person aligns with your calling. And we're going to pull one last card for advice, and we're going to end it there. Instead of pulling advice, I'm just going to look at the bottom and see what you're not seeing. The Justice again, what you're not seeing. You're too serious, honey. Light. Spirit is saying it again. Just lighten up. Just loosen up. It's going to be okay. You're not going to get in trouble if you have a little fun. You're not going to fall behind. You're not going to miss out on anything as far as your lessons or learning. If you go and have a little fun, go have a little drink, go and dance, or, go to a party. There's something about just being uptight. Spirit is saying, loosen up. This came out 3 times. That may be where you meet this person. Maybe. Yeah. And don't worry. Stop worrying about what has happened in the past. That is no longer relevant. Okay. All right. That is the message coming through the priestess light. Like, what is really for you? It's for you. It's for you. Okay. And Spirit wants you to enjoy it like it is. Treat this like you put in a special order, not something off the menu that everybody gets, but this is something that was specially customized for you. It may have took a little time, but it's coming. It's here. And Spirit is like, act like it. Act like it. Act like you wanted this, like you asked for this. Somebody did. Act like it. Act like you want it. Enjoy it. Welcome it in. Be open to it. Okay. This is the message coming out tonight. I love it. It's beautiful. I do. Because you carry wisdom that is catering to you and what it is that you do and your special gifts and talents and levels of mastery. And I almost feel like that's something artistic coming up through you. And it connects you with someone else in some type of way as well. But this is absolutely the time of your abundance. This is your reaping season. Spirit is letting you know this, that you have not been forgotten. Okay? This is your time to dance and, experience the highest levels of joy in life. This is what is meant for you. Okay? Act like it. like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. If you enjoyed this message, let me know. Okay. Blood Moon Oracle here. Leticia is my name, and I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping by and enjoying tonight with us. I hope you felt the cleansing energy of the sage all through this reading and the abundance inviting energy of the Palo Santo that came through this reading as well. And let me know if it resonates, and if you would be a doll and like or share it, right? All of those things help for the channel to grow. And then if nothing else, it helps for others that may need to see it. Maybe they need to hear something in this message as well. But that was the message today. And I'll see you next time. All right. Bye. And happy winter solstice.